The recent fears of an increase in value-added tax of VAT stems from Finance Minister Pichai Chunghawachira's remarks about the low VAT rate in Thailand. In comparison to the global standard, typically ranging from 15 to 25%, the minister said that Thailand's VAT rate has set a low level for over 2 decades, which is only 7%. For example, VAT in China is set between 6 and 13% depending on the type of goods, while Japan and South Korea have 10% VAT according to a global accounting firm. Pichai claimed that it is time to increase the rate to 15% in Thailand, aimed at bolstering state revenue and funding national development. The proposal has, however, sparked a public outcry. Economists warn that such a change will raise the cost of goods and impact those on low incomes. While Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra has announced that the plan to increase the VAT has been put on hold, economists emphasize that tax restructuring is necessary, but the government should increase the VAT by only 1% per year.
Well, I think we will probably need to eventually raise the VAT rate because according to the Thai law, actually the VAT rate is 10%. But every single year since the Tom Yam Goong crisis was 20-some years ago, we have an annual waiver of that law, reducing the VAT rate from 10% to 7%. So I think it is, reasonable to increase the VAT back to where the law has stipulated, but probably not in one big jump. Probably maybe 1%, 1 percentage point each year for the next 3 years, for example, so that individuals and and consumers can also adjust, right? And also producers can also adjust to the increase in the VAT rate. I'm not saying that we should keep it at 7%, but I think the increase should be gradual.
In addition to tax reform, Dr. Girida said that Paetongtarn's demonstration should focus on how to address challenges from abroad. According to a U.S. foundation, Thailand is ranked the second most risky country vis-à-vis the potential impacts of Trump's planned tariff policy. The Economist added that the government should also prepare for unexpected crises in 2025.
What should the government do, right, to mitigate all these impacts? Of course, one way, as I mentioned, is to have cushion in case there's a crisis or there's oil price spike, or even if there's climate change disasters or even another pandemic, for example. So that's one way. But I think other what we call quick wins that the government can make for next year is I think what has been done now is to sort of help alleviate the household debt burden by the measures that were announced yesterday by the Bank of Thailand and the Ministry of Finance. I think that's a good way to at least help people throughout the next 3 years, right, to get through financing their debt. So that's one way. But of course, the fundamental issue here in Thailand is how to raise their incomes, right? Just helping them alleviate debt is a short-term issue.
Dr. Girida pointed out that next year will be very uncertain and turbulent for Thailand's economy, adding that the government should expedite the reduction of cumbersome regulations and the implementation of upskilling and reskilling programs to boost the economy. Frank Kanshi reporting for Thai PBS World.